unless there was anti-Semitism. That's what
Right,
you're trying
right.
to say.
Of course. First of all, if just to look at the ideology of Zionism, when you have an ideology or an entity that's telling a group of people that you are only safe in a certain state, and to be fucking isolated from the rest of the world. That kind of reminds me of the Yahtzee ideology when he wanted to separate them from Germany because he thought they don't belong here, along with the 109 countries that rejected them, along with
Oh
America
yes, I see
rejecting
your
them two
conflate.
times. No,
Yes, I
no,
see
hold
your
on, hold on.
conflation.
So this
Yes.
is wrong when you try to put in the Jewish people's head that you are only safe in Israel, even though it's the
Mm-hmm.
most hostile state in the Middle East. They have a
Right.
problem with the Middle East itself, maybe because they're not compatible, maybe because they're the only Western country in the Middle East trying to
Mm-hmm.
shove the Western civilization down their throats when they're in the Middle East. If
Yep.
you're not compatible with a region, what the fuck are you doing there?
What do you mean if we're not
So,
compatible with the
the
hold on,
reason
hold on,
for
hold on. You've just
Islamophobia and anti-Semitism is Zionism.
no, no,
It's
no.
Zionism.
You've just actually given the perfect example of why Israel exists because you've just
I just
said,
did. I actually just
yeah,
did.
yeah, you
I
did,
did.
you did, you
I
did,
did. Because
you did.
without
But
anti-Semitism and
from
Islamophobia, they
but
cannot
the other,
exist. So it's their job to
yeah,
keep pushing
yes,
anti-Semitism.
exactly,
That's why you see. That's why you'll
yes,
see. Hold on. That's why you'll see Bibi Netanyahu every time he says something,
yes,
he will always mention the H cost,
yes,
the
yes. I agree.
suffering.
Yes,
Okay, so this is
yes.
something. So you cannot survive without using
I know.
Judaism or the Jewish suffering for your colonial project and illegal entity. It's very clear.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I mean, you actually did prove my point. This is how Israel exists.
Yeah, no, it's not how
It's
it's
how
an
it does exist.
no, it's an element to why it does exist
You're
because
saying
you've
that Israel
said that
exists
Israel
based
exists
on
because it
pushing
can't actually
anti-Semitism and
be in a
Islamophobia?
region that
That's the
Correct.
doesn't work with
theory?
itself.
Correct. To
Yeah.
the point where when I go to Ben Gurion Airport and I rent a car from there, and then when you're close to the West Bank, it shows you everything like turns into green warning, warning, like you're going into fucking hell or something, and that's where I'd be heading anyway. And it just shows that people who are ill-informed about what's really going on in the West Bank, like if I was someone from the outside, like, oh shit, what's going to happen? Someone who's a foreigner is going to be like, what the fuck
Mm.
is what is going on there? Oh, they're probably going to pew me. They're probably going to grape me. Do this, do this, do that, and this is the fear. And it's more dangerous for the Israeli citizens that are being indoctrinated by their government than it's danger for the
Oh,
Palestinians.
okay,
Because at
well,
the
I
end of
guess
the
the
day,
Israeli citizens, I
whether
guess
you
if
go,
it's more
hold on,
dangerous for the
whether you
Israeli
go up,
citizens,
down, left, right, the people, the
yeah.
Palestinians are not going anywhere. Like like seriously. Sometimes we just like look,
Mm.
I mean, we're just watching y'all trying to convince us that you're indigenous to the land. Like, okay, sure, you're okay.
Well, we,
As soon as October 7th happened, you had like at least 500,000-600,000 of y'all
okay,
just flee out the country. So it's like we're
yeah.
looking like, okay, you know what I'm saying? And you know what's really fucked up is after you
Tell us.
occupy people,
Yep.
down the line, you become delusional that you're trying to
Hmm.
convince people that you're from here, but they're from somehow from the Arab Peninsula. Maybe you're be
Hmm.
like, oh, some of you are from Egypt. No, some of you are from Syria. Some of you are okay. Even if we're from there, it's still you're not from the
Yep.
region, dude. You can say
Yep.
you're not from here, bro. Your fucking leader is Polish. Like, I don't know what the fuck y'all saying. You're trying to
Okay.
convince us that you were in the
No, no,
diaspora
no.
because the Romans
We don't have to
exiled you two
convince you.
thousand
Trust
years
me.
ago, so you guys landed in the diaspora. Even though
No,
you
no,
can't,
no.
no, even though you can't check your bloodline, your DNA goes all the
It's
way
cool.
back
It's
from
all cool.
600. Listen,
We're
listen.
there.
How
It doesn't
could you
matter.
be?
We're
Hold on,
there.
hold on. All the
It's
way
cool.
back
It's
from
all cool.
600. Listen,
We're
listen.
there.
How
It doesn't
could you
matter.
be?
We're
Hold on,
there.
hold on. How
We're
could you
there.
be? Hold on, I said. Hold on. How could you be indigenous to a land as an Ashkenazi Jew when your bloodline only traces back 600 to 800 years? I need to understand how in the fuck did you find out that you are indigenous to the Levant if by DNA your
Okay.
Ashkenazi Jew only traces back 600 to 800 years? How?
Best for you to go. Best for you to go and read the Bible. Something you
I
might
don't
or
need
might
to
not
read the
believe in.
Bible. I just need a
Okay.
DNA.
All right. No, just go and
I
read the
just need a
Bible. It's
DNA.
got all
Listen,
your
listen.
answers.
You
All
know
your
what the
answers are
problem?
in the Bible.
Kadosh. You know what the problem is? With all due
Kadosh.
respect, the Torah,
Thank you.
The
I
Torah,
feel very humbled by
Christianity.
that, by being called Kadosh.
Listen. Okay,
Thank
the
you.
Torah,
Do you know what
the
Kadosh
Bible,
means?
and the Quran. It doesn't matter, bro. The
Thank you.
Torah, the Christianity, and the Quran. That's three books.
Hmm.
I'm sorry, they're not used as evidence. They're just used as reference. Even if I believe in the Quran, I cannot use it as evidence. And this is the delusional part where you guys
Sorry, you've decided to
into
take that
no. You cannot use it. You cannot
route.
use a scripture as an evidence unless you come. This is why it's called reference. When you come
We're not
up,
looking for evidence. We're
just
not looking for evidence.
of course, why would you look for evidence if you already
No,
stole the land? Like, what's the
evidence
point?
is in
You
our
understand what I'm
Bible.
saying? Like,
Evidence
you
is
know what I'm
what we
saying?
believe.
Like, if I'm
But,
listen, if I'm
but
in
you know
here
the funny
searching to
thing,
buy a new
knockout.
home, hold on. If I'm here searching to buy a new
Okay,
home, you know,
carry
why
on.
would I look for to buy a new home if I can steal this
Mm.
home? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
what the fuck do I need to look for evidence for? I can come up with that shit later. It's all good.
okay, all right,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying? Like, it's all good. Like, we can come up with that shit later. Just like y'all came up
all right,
with,
all right.
Theodore Herzl believing that God promised you a land when you don't even fucking believe that God exists in the
Brilliant,
first place. It's all good, though. When Ben
brilliant.
Gurion
Anyway,
said we came here to colonize, when we came here to colonize Palestine, but down the line, since you guys are indoctrinated, you try to convince us that Ben Gurion did not know the meaning between colonization and decolonization. It's all good, bro. Anything goes.
knockout,
Anything goes.
knockout. Can I say something?
Later, it's all good.
Okay, all right,
You know what I'm
okay,
saying? Like, it's all good. Like, we can come up with that shit later. Just like y'all came up
all right,
with,
all right.
Theodore Herzl believing that God promised you a land when you don't even fucking believe that God exists in the
Brilliant,
first place. It's all good, though. When Ben
brilliant.
Gurion
Anyway,
said we came here to colonize, when we came here to colonize Palestine, but down the line, since you guys are indoctrinated, you try to convince us that Ben Gurion did not know the meaning between colonization and decolonization. It's all good, bro. Anything goes.
knockout,
Anything goes.
knockout. Can I say something?
Go ahead.
Great. Thanks for the diatribe, the history, whatever
No
you want,
problem.
however you want to put
Anytime.
it. Listen, we're here.
Anytime. No problem.
We're here. We're not going anywhere.
Sure.
How are you going to
Sure.
move? How are you going to move
Sure.
forward, knockout? Tell me, how are you going to move forward? Are you gonna start accepting the fact that we ain't going nowhere? We are. Israel's here. Ain't going anywhere. How are
You know
you
what?
going to
You're
start
absolutely
thinking?
right. You're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You know what,
Start forward
Kadosh?
thinking.
No,
Stop
no, no,
stop
no.
backpedaling
I'm
all the
not.
time.
But you're right. You're right about when you say, because a lot of people listen. We're
Mm.
not going to change the fact that okay, Israel does exist, is recognized internationally. But
Great.
you guys keep
Good
asking a
start.
question. You guys keep asking a question that makes no sense. Why would you ask? You need to accept. Why do I need to accept if you've been accepted internationally? The real question is why don't you ask, why don't we stop ethnically cleansing the indigenous people and accept them to coexist with us? That is the real question. That is the real problem that we're facing. It's not the problem of your existence. It's the problem of you trying to ethnically cleanse me and replace your population into my country. So if you learn how to have equal rights, treat people the same, and then we can move on together. But as long as you're tripping on me and
Hmm.
expecting me to run to another country
Hmm.
because you guys say, why don't Egypt take you? Why don't Europe? Jordan? Or why? It's my country. Why don't you learn to coexist with people and just live labby? That's
Listen,
it.
listen, knockout. We live very well, and we coexist very well with those who live in Israel. Don't worry about us. We're fine. If we've got people who bordering us, who don't want us to be around,
Okay.
we hold on one second. We'll defend ourselves. Okay?
Okay.
You
Okay.
call it ethnic. You call it ethnic
I
cleansing. Hold
agree.
on,
I
knockout,
agree.
knockout. Let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. Let
Okay.
me finish. We call it. You call it ethnic cleansing.
Mm.
We call it defending ourselves. Right? Until we get around the table proper and we sit down and we actually talk about how to move forward without one side saying we don't want you and the other side saying we don't want to be attacked all the time,
Right.
nothing's gonna happen. Nothing.
Okay. Okay. Can I answer your question real quick? Because I'm gonna give it to the
I
rest of
didn't
the
ask I
panel.
didn't ask a question.
No,
I
no, no.
didn't ask a question.
I'm just gonna address what you just said. But
Yep, go
this
ahead.
okay. You said don't worry about us. You probably are equal rights,
We're
whatever you want
entitled
to
to.
call it.
Yeah.
That's fine. But you
You're
said
entitled to
it's
look after yourselves.
right. Just let me finish.
Mm.
So the way you just spoke right now, you actually
Mm-hmm.
just proved my point. Because when you said we have the right to protect our borders, it's like you're okay, you do maybe you have the right to protect your borders against Egypt, Jordan, Syria, Lebanon. But you're talking about people
Well,
that
we
you
have been, yeah.
actually sieged them, that are geographically, historically, in the same region that you call your country, but you just happen to think that, you know what, let me separate those people, which is segregation and considered as an apartheid, but from you being so delusional, thinking that you're living
Um,
a good life by isolating yourself from people and controlling them,
I don't
controlling
think
their
so.
life,
I think you're
export,
wrong.
import. Yeah, that's where the
I
problem falls.
don't. Well, this is a problem. You see, you've got it all wrong
I got it all
because
wrong. Okay.
we didn't siege anybody. We have no intention of sieging. In fact, we pulled away from any form of siege in 2005, if you recall. But I know you always like to
Don't
go
go
to
there, please.
history.
I got so
Yeah,
tired
yeah.
of debunking
I
this
know, I
statement,
know.
bro. Okay,
Yeah.
if
You
I
got too
leave, okay,
tired
let me
of
no
talking. No, no, no. You
Kadosh.
got
Let me
too
ask
tired
you a
of talking
question.
about the
You
truth
live in your house, right?
and the facts.
No, hold on. You live in your house, right? I occupied your house. Now, after a few years, I leave your house. I withdraw from your house, right? So now you're free inside your house. But I siege your house from the outside. So you can go outside, walk all the way out to, to the porch or whatnot, or to the driveway inside your house. But I siege your house from the outside. So you can go outside, walk all the way out to, to the porch or whatnot, or to the driveway. You can do whatever you want, but
Mm,
you can't move anywhere else. Now, if visitors
hmm
want to come in, I'm going to have to control and see who can come to your house and who can't come to your house. You want
Yeah,
to buy groceries.
okay.
There's
hmm
certain groceries that
I hear you.
you cannot enter. Okay.
I hear
So
you.
that is
But hold
still
on one second
considered.
before you carry on
Hold on.
to
Let
the
me
next
finish. Just
point.
let me finish my statement.
Okay,
Now,
go for it.
listen. When you
Yes.
control when you control people's
Yep.
movement, import, export, seaport, airspace, even if you don't have
Mm.
boots on the ground, it still constitutes occupation. It's still occupation. You can believe it's not,
Yes.
even though
Yeah.
under international laws telling you are occupying it, West Bank and East Jerusalem. But of
hmm
course, you guys don't respect international committees. Maybe that's why you're losing favor in public opinion.
Listen, I'm in my house. You're absolutely right. But the one thing my neighbors disapprove of is all my kids in my house, sending over slingshots, breaking windows, hurting the neighbors' kids,
I wonder why.
firing at the parents, damaging the cars, all the rest of that. What's going to happen? The police are going to turn up around my house and start saying, if you carry on doing this, you're going to be dealt with in a manner that you're not going to like. Stop doing
I mean,
that.
you know what? I gotta
Yeah,
agree with you on that one. I
yeah,
really do.
exactly,
I do
exactly.
gotta agree with you on that one because we are dealing with an occupational force, and you need to
So,
understand that. Listen, when the
can I
people that
finish my
you are
point? Can I
hold on,
finish my
when the
point?
people no hold on when you the people that you are occupying, and
Mm,
it's true. You the people that you are occupying, and
mm,
it's true. They start
yeah.
throwing rocks because that's like some form of resistance, and they get triggered and they tell them, listen,
hmm
if you do this, we're gonna fuck y'all up. So it's true, guys. Listen, guys,
But hold on a second, knockout. Let me
and
finish.
you're oppressed, all you have to do to live safe like a
Knockout.
dog is just submit to
Listen,
occupation. And
knockout. Let
I
me just
actually
finish my
agree
point.
with you, Kenosh.
Okay,
Yeah, go
thanks.
ahead,
I'm pleased you do.
finish. I
Thanks.
apologize for cutting you out. Go ahead, finish.
No, it's cool. But
Yeah.
listen, my kids are playing truant all the time,
Mm.
right? And they've been warned on so many occasions. So the police turn up around my house, and they now put a barricade around my house, and they say this is a persona non grata in this area right now. Okay, because the kids in there have been brought up to attack everybody who comes to the house, right? How am I feeling as a parent? I'm feeling a bit let down by my kids. I'm feeling a bit let down by the people I've brought up to attack everybody around them, to not want to live with their neighbors. Huh? Now you tell me something. If your kids cause so much issue with their neighbors in your house, how would you feel as a parent? Would you feel like you brought up your children in a great way? If you want to be a stable leader for your family, if you want to be a beacon of light for your future, and you've got kids looking up at you, and you're allowing them to play truant all the time, do you think that's going to do good for your neighborhood?
Of course
Tell
not.
me.
But I would
Yeah,
never want to be an
exactly.
occupied leader. Like if I'm a leader to a people, this is why honestly I don't support any organization and I just support the people of Palestine. I don't believe
Yeah.
in a leader that is occupied and cannot control his people. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to control cannot control his people. I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to control my home based on what my occupier tells me to do. I don't even need to have kids at this point because I don't want to be named as a leader where I am controlled and I don't have the free will to do whatever I want. So until then, until I'm free, where I
You're
can
going to
do
play
whatever I
truant.
want, where
Yeah,
I can
okay,
do
cool.
whatever I want, and
Okay.
the oppressor or the supremacist believes that we are equal and we can sit on one table and talk like human beings, but I'm not going to talk to someone where if I
Sure.
don't do anything in their favor, they're going to label me as a T. So
It's not in their favor. It's not in their favor.
it's
Absolutely
always in your
not.
favor. It's
No,
always
no,
in
no.
your favor.
We're not looking for favorables here. We
You're
are
looking
looking
for
for,
pieces of land. I know.
no, 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 no. We're just looking for the opportunity to live in peace with our neighbors. Nothing more.
Right.
Nothing more than that. But the problem is that our
How could you
neighbors,
live in peace, Kadosh? How could you live in peace when you're constantly disturbing peace with your neighbor? So it's like I can't just feel like
mm,
even though deep down I want peace, but my hands are always itching, and so I'm always like swinging at my neighbor just because my hands are switching, even though I fucked them up. But deep down I
mm,
do want peace. How does that
mm.
make sense? Like your neighbor's going to look at you, you're not acting like you want peace. Listen, you're telling people how much peace you want around the world. We hear the beautiful speeches. Sometimes I cry when I hear Bibi Netanyahu and Yoav Gallant and them like speaking, like I do cry. Like I grab my tissues and I start like, crying, like how peaceful they are.
You're human. You've
But
got
then
emotions. That's
but
great.
then when I watch
Mm,
television and I watch social media, I'm like, oh
mm.
shit, he just said he wanted peace. Look what the fuck are they doing? And this is he just said he wanted peace. Look what the fuck are they doing? And this is the
Mm.
problem. This is the problem. It's like we cry from what you say because we feel like it touches our heart. But when we see you're just
What did
totally
you
doing
see?
the opposite of what you're claiming
But
you want.
what did you see? What did you see? What did they say? Tell
What
me what
did
they
we
said.
see? Ask all the international committees along with 146
No, no, no.
countries in
You just
General
said.
Assembly. Like
Tell
what do
me
you
what you
want me to
saw.
say?
What did you see? I want to know what did you see and what did you say that triggered you?
I'm
What did
not
they say
triggered.
that triggered you? No,
I
what did
said
they
no.
say?
I said because they talk about how they want peace,
Yeah.
and how they suffered throughout history,
Okay.
and then
Are they fair
it
points?
touches me. No,
Are
no.
they
I said it
are they
touches
fair
me.
points?
They are fair points what they say, and I'm telling you, it touches
Okay.
me.
If it touches you, then tell me what did
You
they
know,
say?
especially when they talk about their suffering, World War II and how the Romans exiled them and how they were
Yeah.
walking with Prophet Moses in the desert and how like the whole 9 yards. But then that
Okay.
touches me. But then especially when they emphasize on World War II, what happens is I watch the news and I'm like, okay, did he maybe I go back to the speeches. I'm like, maybe he said he wanted to demonstrate World War II in Gaza. I need to repeat that because
Sorry, when
maybe
did
I
they say that? When
no,
was
no, I
that said?
said because it hits me. It hits me when I see it. I'm like, was just crying, talking about peace. But now I'm watching TV or watching the news, and he's doing the total opposite of what he was trying to convince us. Was he really talking about peace or demonstrating H cost in Gaza? That's where we get confused. So whatever you say, we can believe you, but it's not about what you say. It's about what you do. It's
Oh, I
about what
see.
you do.
Okay. So you still okay. So as we'll go back to the same analogy we used. Are you listening?
Yeah, yeah,
One
I'm
of your
listening. My
kids,
God,
okay, one of your kids escapes from your house, runs into the neighbor's house, and whips their baby from their cot and brings them into your house. Yeah? Tell me
right.
something. One of your kids has done that, right? Hold on a sec. Your kid's now holding your neighbor's baby,
Okay.
okay, in your house,
Okay.
right? And the other kids that you've got in your house are kind of celebrating the fact that the baby has been stolen from next door,
Right.
right? What are the parents of that house in the house next door? What are they going to do?
Me as a parent,
Mm.
what I would do to my child if he did that, I'd slap the fuck out of him.
Would you? But
Yes, of
hold on a
course.
sec. But hold on a second. That's you. That's you, right? What happens
Okay.
if what happens if the parent? And I'm great you said that. I'm happy you said that. What happens if the parent in that house actually kept hold of that baby and said, "We're going to keep this baby because we don't like our neighbors.
Right.
We're going to keep this
And
baby."
that is
What are the
still wrong.
parents? What are the parents of that house who've lost their baby going to do? Mm.
The people that lost their baby, I'm pretty sure they're going to be
Pretty
devastated
pissed, aren't they?
because no, not even pissed. They're going to be devastated too because it's their baby. I
Yeah.
understand that. We all have, and I don't know if you have children or not, but people who have children know how it feels if someone takes your child, whether they take him or unalive him. You know, it's just it's devastating just thinking about it.
Mm.
But me personally, I think when it comes to kidnapping children or taking children, whether it was your child that did it or whether it was the parent that agreed to it, it doesn't change the fact that it's horrific. It doesn't matter who agreed. You know, just thinking about kidnapping a child, just
Yeah,
thinking
but
about
what are the
unaliving
parents
a
going to
child,
do?
just no, no, exactly. Just thinking about sniping a child. It doesn't really matter if you're Muslim, Jewish, Arab, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's
No,
the
let's
same.
not
It's the same
deflect. Let's
thing.
talk about what are the
No, 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 no. It's
parents
not.
going to do? You keep on deflecting now. Let's talk
I'm
about
not
what the
deflecting. I'm
parents,
going. I'm
what are
not
the
deflecting.
parents expected to do? Right?
The parents are just like I said. Me, I listen. People speak for themselves. Me as a parent, like I said,
Y-
I will slap the fuck out of my son, take the child, and give him back to his family. That's what
Yeah,
normal
we're not
people
talking
do.
about you. We're talking about a
No, 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 no,
scenario where
but
the
no, no,
parent,
no,
where
no. But okay, when you ask people a question, even if it's hypothetically, it's going to be answered based on how I see things, not because I cannot tell you how Queen sees things or how Freedom sees things. I'm going to answer the question based on how what I
okay,
will do.
let me rephrase the question so it makes it a little bit more easier to understand then. If you were the parent whose child got ripped from your house, if you were
Okay.
that parent, okay, and you knew the child was next door in that house, not being kept, not at its free will, what would you as a parent do? Would you go off, would you try and do everything you can to get your child back?
Of course,
Of course.
to get
Okay,
him back. Of
bingo.
course.
Bingo.
Okay.
Bingo.
So,
I
but
don't need
but
to say, you don't need to say any more. You've just answered the
okay. But let
question.
me let me let me let me ask you a question. And I'm gonna give it to the panel next. I'm gonna start with Ramona and up or Sam or Shusma because I feel like I took over the panel. But let me ask you a question. If someone, my neighbor, takes my child, they take one, my neighbor takes my child. They take my child, and they hold my child or do whatever. Like and they don't want to give my child back because I'm trying to put your narrative in my head. They don't want to give the child back. Does that give me the right to maybe attack that home? I believe it does give me the right to attack that home to try to get my child back. But does that give me the right to collectively punish the entire neighborhood just because of what my neighbor did? That is the real question of what's going on in Gaza right now. So what
We're
I'm
not
trying to
talking,
say, Kadosh, what I'm trying to say, do you think it's fair to collectively
Kadosh,
punish
thank you.
an entire population for a group that makes 1.2% of that population? Do you think it's fair?
All your children since and let's say your eldest is 17 or 18 years old, right? All your children in your house, let's say you've got a house of, I don't know, 10 children. All your children, unfortunately, have been playing truant for the last 18 years, right? To take my child is the last straw. You've taken my child is in your house. You said it yourself. It gives me the right to do what I can to get my child back. Those were the words that came out of your mouth.
To
So
your
listen,
house,
from your mouth
not not
to God's
not to the
ears.
whole
From
neighborhood.
your
No, no,
mouth
don't
to
twist my
God's
words.
ears.
Don't twist my
No,
words.
you said it.
No,
I'm
no.
not twisting your
I
words. You
said
said
I
it.
would do whatever it takes to bring my child home, but I would never collectively punish the entire neighborhood for what that home did to my child. Because what